Hi, my name's Emma and let's talk spooky stuff. So today I am in a different background. I guess it's the other background that I use when I'm not using my lounge room. My lounge room is currently occupied. It's a bit of a plain background. I do have my Freddie here. Everyone always asks what this is. This is actually tea towel, but obviously it's Freddie Mercury and I got that in London a couple of years ago. I'm gonna start off, before I do my letterbox, I actually have something to admit to you guys before I get into that, is the fact that I didn't watch a lot of movies, but it's because I have some sick TV recommendations for you guys this month. So don't worry, I'll definitely keep your notes, I don't know, your notepad. Lots of people say that they watch my favorites with like a notepad and write down all the things I say to watch. I'll have some for you. I wanted to start off with talking about my favorite thing though. My favorite thing this month, it was a long time ago. At the very start of the month, I was on Geek to Geek with Alyssa White. If you haven't seen Geek to Geek or you're not familiar with Alyssa White's YouTube channel, you have to check it out. I'll definitely link it below. Geek to Geek is just when she talks to a geek on like Google Hangouts for like an hour or two. And the time went really fast. She was super sick. I love talking to her and I think a few of you guys might have missed it. So I'm just gonna link that down below. It was live. Another favorite that I want to talk about is the fact that I made it to 6,000 subscribers. Thank you. Let me know if you guys want me to do another Q&A down below, or if you want me to do another live stream. Let me know. Please let me know down below, because I don't know if you guys want to celebrate with me or if it's just me just cheersing myself. But thank you, because you're the ones that made it this way. So I really appreciate that. You guys know that. So now let's get into the letterboxd. Yeah. It feels weird. I mean, I say I didn't watch a lot this month, but it's actually a bit for, you know, the normal people. So let's start off with the start of the month. I watched Life, which is, I saw this in the cinema, which is the Jake Gyllenhaal, Ryan Reynolds, that's what I like to call it, film about aliens. I would recommend it. I thought it was actually pretty good. And I don't know if it's one of those things that you have to see in the cinema because you're not really sure how gripping it's gonna be, because it's, you know, all in one, it's all in space. But I thought it was really good. Nothing original or anything like that, but I give it a 3 out of 5, which is pretty good. I then watched Anastasia. I don't know why. I think there was like a BuzzFeed article going around and it really like hooked me. I'm just like a sucker for those kind of things. But I was actually really disappointed. Normally when you go back and watch cartoons from earlier in life, you're like really excited. This one, not so much. I then watched Lake Mungo, which you guys probably know about. I did a second look at Lake Mungo and I admitted all of my wrongdoings in that video. Check that one out. It's not too long ago. I'll actually like link it down below. Then I also watched Be My Cat, a film for Anne, which I have done a review on. I'll leave below. I then watched Your Name, which was a recommendation I got from Vanessa. You know my friend Vanessa, who I did the Love Witched film club with. Her YouTube channel is called Chbosky. She was talking about this movie and it is an anime. And it's about a guy and a girl who wake up and each time they're dreaming, they're in each other's bodies. But then it goes like full crazy. It's rated really highly. I'm a bit of a fan of anime, I can't say that. I do have Ponyo tattooed on me, but I was very pleasantly surprised and it did leave me in like a pool of tears. So I would recommend, especially if you want something to watch with like the family. It's like a family friendly movie, I guess. I mean, there might be some sexual references in it, but it's not like full on, you know what I mean? I then watched Yoga Hoses and I watched that with my Patreon hangout. Oh my god. I gave this 2, but I really should have given it 1. I don't know what I feel about this film still. I think we were laughing too hard for us to like realize what was going on, and I'm also pretty sure I got pretty drunk when we were watching it. Wouldn't recommend. I then watched Hounds of Love, which you guys would have seen my review just went up. And then I watched Morgan. I hadn't seen Morgan, obviously. I'm kind of glad I didn't see it at the cinema. I didn't think it was amazing. It was just kind of like all those other robot, supernatural, child type situations. But if you're into that kind of thing, I definitely recommend it. It wasn't unwatchable, I'm not saying that. It just wasn't one of my favorites. That's why I've gone straight down the middle and I've given it a 2.5. I then was suckered into watching Blade. I know some of you guys probably love Blade, and you know what? For action films, not that bad. Mostly when I see guys like really get into action movies with like guys with big muscles and like The Rock and the stuff, I'm like, ugh. But I think Blade is pretty sick. Like he looks fucking sick. And I gave it 2.5. So I don't think it's that bad. I think it's pretty good for what it is, and I can see why people like it. Not my taste, but I can see why it is well liked and a cult classic. I then watched Wolves of the Door, which is a film that a lot of you guys have been asking me about. The film is based on the Manson murders of Sharon Tate. The thing about this film, number one, it's short. So if you're in for a short film, I felt like I wasn't really sacrificing too much, so I could watch it. And if it wasn't good, that's fine. It was only like 80 minutes. Maybe 70 something, 75, something like that. But the thing I did have against it was the fact that you knew it was gonna happen. It's not a, you know, it wasn't a fantasy, it wasn't like fiction, it was non-fiction. And it's hard to be behind the survivors in these kind of movies because you know that they're gonna end up dead, so you're trying to distance yourself from them. I thought the acting was kind of weird, odd, but I didn't think it was that bad. It was just more annoying because you knew it was gonna happen. I then watched Hell House, LLC. I have a review coming for that, so I won't talk about that one. And then I watched The Curious Case of Benjamin Button, which I have seen before, but Dean hadn't seen it, so we watched that. And it's a very long movie. It's like 3 hours long, but it was, I don't know, there was bits that I didn't really get when I was younger and watched it. What year is it? 2008. So when I was 18 and watched it, I don't think that I understood a lot of things. But now I feel like I got a different message from it, like about forgiveness and stuff. I do recommend it. I did cry a little bit. It's a good movie. I then watched The House Bunny. Who am I? I actually really love this movie. Something that I don't think I've talked about is I love Anna Faris. I don't know why. Some American comedy, you guys know I love you guys, but some just grates me the wrong way. But Anna Faris, even though she is like slapstick, all in your face, I just love her. She's just awkward and funny, and the way she delivers lines is just key. And I always love this movie. If you haven't seen it, it's before Emma Stone was really famous, to be honest. It's Anna Faris, and she's an ex-playmate, and she goes to like a sorority house and helps them like keep their house when they're losing, and then like turns them all hot. And I don't know, it's a silly movie, but it's fun. And Anna Faris just, she's amazing. If you haven't seen Smiley Face, I highly recommend it. I then watched Patriots Day. Oh my God. This film destroyed my life. So if you guys don't know what Patriots Day is, it is a film that is about the bombing of the Boston Marathon. Let me say, this is a long movie, and the bombing section just happens at the start, and then it's the whole like chase up to when they get the suspects or the suspect, and it is brutal. It is really well done, and I don't think I've ever seen a movie that goes for so long, but it felt so quick. I watched this on the plane actually, and I was bawling my eyes out, asking for some red wine, and then the cart lady came back, and I was gonna be like, can I have another? But I'm like bawling, and it looked like a mess. But I really, really recommend it. I didn't think, I'm gonna get teary, I didn't think that I would like it as much as I did, and it would resonate as much with me as it did. It was action, but it destroyed me. Like, especially with everything that's going on right now. Like, yeah, it was just a lot. And I do think it's an important thing to talk about, but it's also like, fuck, you just can't escape it, can you? It was the saddest thing, but it was also interesting because Dean and I watched it together, and we knew about it, but we didn't know the whole follow-up and what actually happened afterwards. I had no idea that the whole like city was on lockdown. That's insane. Normally you take things with a grain of salt when they're based on true story, but I wouldn't think that they would disrespect the people who were involved in the story. So I think it was, in my mind, I think that it would be closer to it. Could be wrong, let me know in the comments if I am, but would recommend. I then finally watched Moonlight. The film wasn't what I thought it would be, but it's definitely, I agree, it's a very important story, and it was told in such an interesting way. You know, like I always say, I really like different takes on certain stories, and the relationship between the mother and the son was just amazing because there hasn't been a story like that told about like drug abuse, and it was just a lot, and I really liked it. I knew that it was gonna be different because I knew about the subject matter, but it wasn't what I expected, especially to win an Oscar, so I was surprised, but pleasantly surprised. I then watched a documentary, and this is a documentary I've been waiting for a couple of months now, I guess. Always like refreshing to see if it's out yet. This is Mummy, Dead and Dearest. Jesus Christ. If you guys don't know about this documentary, put it on your list. If you love any of my videos talking about disturbing documentaries, this one, add it right now. Watch it tonight. It is amazing. I'm gonna tell you, at the very start, something happens But that's not even the twist. That was the insane thing to me. Normally when you watch a documentary and then it twists halfway, but this was like twisting and turning from the beginning, which was insane. So it is about a girl who is got a lot of illness. She's been sick her whole life, and then her mum dies. I'm not even gonna tell you the twist from the start. You might know if you've looked into this at all, but you need to watch it. Watch it now and thank me later. So let's talk about TV shows, because I've written a few down that I watched because I watched a lot. I really got into Wentworth at the start of the month. That show is fucking amazing. If you don't know what Wentworth is, it is a show that is based on, well, it is an Australian show as well, but don't let that hinder you. And I'm pretty sure it's on Netflix in America. I don't know how you guys got that, but we don't have it on Netflix here. But it is based on a cult classic Australian 70s show, which is called Prisoner Cell Block H. That show is like the pioneer for all like prisoner, well, it's called Prisoner, but prison shows, especially female prison shows. And you know, Orange is the New Black is just like based off these. Like, I know Orange is the New Black is a book, but the characters, you can tell how much inspiration they draw from Prisoner. And so Wentworth is based on the same jail, but you know, 30 years later, and it is a gripping show about female prisoners, and it is amazing. I was like, I'm gonna give this a go, because I kept seeing the ads all the time because the new season's out. So I started from season 1, and I was not sorry, I was hooked. And that is why I didn't watch many movies this month. I watched 3 seasons in 2 weeks. Each episode goes for an hour, and I'm pretty sure there's like nearly 20 in a season. I could be wrong, but that's a lot of time. Would definitely recommend it. Easy to follow, really gripping characters. And it also, what I really liked about it is it twists and turns and like writes at all. It has really good writing where, you know, the first episode something happens, and then 2 seasons later, you're still getting you finally get the resolution for something, and it all, you know, spirals together. It's amazing. It's not like it's a cliffhanger that keeps you going. It definitely isn't a cliffhanger, let me tell you that, actually, because there's so many instances where this TV show is so brutal. Someone will just walk in and stab a main character and they'll just die. It is... I'm so proud to be Australian when I watch this show. You need to watch Wentworth. At least give it a shot. My golden rule is 3 episodes. If you're not into it by the end of the 3rd or the 4th, that's fine. You gave it a fair shot. But please, please check it out for me, and then thank me afterwards. Another show that came out this month is my beloved Kimmy Schmidt season 3. Huge fan of Kimmy Schmidt, always been a fan of Kimmy Schmidt, and I binged it in like 4 days. Titus is my hero, that's all I want to say. If you don't like Kimmy Schmidt, you don't like Kimmy Schmidt, but if you love it, you'll know it. And then the last TV show that I really want to talk to you guys about was The Keepers. And this is a Netflix original TV show that's kind of like Making a Murderer, like same kind of feel to it. It's, you know, like a mini series. It's trying to grip you and turn you and give you different parts of the puzzle. I did talk about Shadow of Truth a couple of months ago, which was also a really good one. I love this one. For so many reasons I can't tell you because I don't want to give anything away, but they just put it together so well, and the characters are so great. Like, the people in it, you just love them. Like, you can tell everyone is in it for the right reasons. Well, you know, half of them. So I would really recommend it. I really don't know what to say without giving much away, but it does have some really good arcs. The end of every single episode has you gasping, and by the last episode, I just bawled my eyes out. I thought it was so powerful. The editing was great. The music selection was great. It might feel a little bit slow, but it gets better throughout the season, I felt. Like, the first 4 episodes, I was like really into it, but then the last 3 episodes, I think there's 7 episodes, the last 3, I was just all about it. So definitely check out The Keepers on Netflix. And just some quick housekeeping now, guys. To be honest, I didn't do a lot else this month because, as you guys know, I went to Sydney, and thank you everyone who watched my vlog. That was really, really nice of you guys. I know it's not my normal stuff. It was really hard to put together, so I really appreciate you guys going through there. And I don't know why, but I got this overwhelming feedback to my, I talked about that 4 films that fucked me up. That video has more likes than any of my videos, and that's a very new video, so that was really cool for me. So let me know if you guys want me to do more of that, because that is purely me waking up in the morning and talking to a camera. I can do that. And I also wanted to address the fact that I haven't done a real Faces of Horror in a while. Don't worry, they haven't gone anywhere. I've just been a little bit busy, but I've started writing some more scripts and I've started doing some more research. Those videos involve a lot of research because I don't want to fuck them up. So I've been told off if I say something that's in an article that's not right. So I need to check that, check this, check that, and I will keep you updated, but Real Face of Horror is definitely on the way soon. Okay, I'm not gonna leave you guys without a monthly mission. This month, I want you guys to tell me in the comments where you guys are all from. So tell me which country you're from, and then tell me about a film from your country that is a hidden gem. It could be any film from your country, but a hidden gem would be awesome. And if you're from America, maybe try and pick one from your state. That would be interesting, but I'm really looking forward to that. You guys know I love foreign film, and I know a lot of you guys do too. So let's keep the conversation going in the comments. And thank you guys so much for being here. I hope you're having a great day, night, weekend, weekday, whenever you're watching this. Thank you. And I'll talk to you guys very soon. Stay spooky. Bye.